Now that it seems a progressive is likely to win the 2020 Democratic primary for presidency, it's either going to be likely Bernie Sanders or Elizabeth Warren. A lot of the Democratic intelligentsia, they are getting nervous. They are starting to build plutocratic super PACs for good old Joe Biden. They're starting to put into the psyche of Democrats, if it is that you guys choose Bernie Sanders, if you guys choose Elizabeth Warren, we are going to vote for Trump. Then you have many progressive talkers now are starting to say, oh, let's really rethink Medicare for all. Let's really rethink these issues because you know what? Maybe they're not as realistic as we thought. We're starting to get the doubters because it turns out that Americans are starting to realize the con that has afflicted them for some time. So now it seems a progressive might win. Whenever it was a sure thing that a centrist won, it was always, will the progressives come in support? 2018, we showed that the progressives came and support where progressives needed to support to bring the party through. What will happen in 2020? Every time I hear this, I remember a snippet that I did a few years back on Meet the Press with Barnie Frank before the times of Chuck Todd, asking a probative question to the titans of finance. I want you to listen to this because this is prescient.
The brink of economic collapse. That was the state of the U.S. economy 5 years ago. Is the economy better off than it was?
Oh, that's an easy question. It's much better off than it was.
As I talk to CEOs this week and bankers, they say, look, one of the issues is we have to keep so much capital in reserve now. There's not enough capital to invest. That ultimately hurts economic growth. We're not able to make as much money, make as many deals. And we have tremendous income inequality 5 years later. The cover of Time magazine, did Wall Street win in all of this?
We need to get beyond the conversation of, is Wall Street evil? Are the bankers evil and causing pain? And toward the conversation of, how do you create sustainable economic growth? That will answer the issue of inequality, because with growth comes jobs. So we need to come together and figure out how businesses, banks included, are actually going to spend that money. It's trillions of dollars on the balance sheet. You're right, they're sitting on it, but the idea that capital has been raised is absolutely a positive.
I do want to add one thing, though, to your question about those poor, beleaguered bankers who have been forced to do so much to keep from not being able to pay their debts that they can't lend money. If they really are running businesses that are so stressed that they can't do their basic work, why are they paying themselves so much money? Where did these enormous salaries come from if they were, in fact, in such serious trouble?
Right. Thank you for giving me that one.
Nervous pause, a nervous laughter. What's going on here is quite simple. What's happening is the wealthy, the plutocrats, the executives, they never pay the price of their mistakes. The middle class and the poor pay the price every time. They say that Elizabeth Warren is anathema to business, that she has some sort of a disdain for business. She does not have a disdain for business. She has a disdain for the way business is run today. She has a disdain for that kind of business. Where what happens? Hey, we screw up, we destroy the economy, we are still made whole by the government, and the people who pay the price, the lower classes. But guess what? We never pay a price for screwing up, yet we are always telling, lift yourself by the bootstrap as you lift us up, as you push us up. Remember, folks, the people who make this economy, it's you, not those sitting at the top collecting your money. They're just grifters. Don't ever forget that. They're just, most of them on the top, it's not what they earned, is that they were invited into an elite that does very little to move this country forward. Progressive values, progressive candidates will change that.